What's up, y'all? So I wanted to record this video journal to pretty much keep in mind what I had just gone through as of like the day before actually making this one. And if you're watching this, you're likely either the future version of myself who went through that experience, or you're just somebody who just happened to come across my page, which, you know, welcome to the break room. I'm Laura, and I do video journals for not only my future self to sort of remember the things that happened in the past, but also for people who just may relate to my experiences and would like to have someone who's kind of going through it to be by their side as they're going through their own journey. So, that being said, let's get into. Actually, you know what, let me just say it how I would normally say it if we were just having a conversation. So you see, what happened was I started learning how to draw in, I believe it was January of 2025. I just wanted to learn how to draw. I just wanted to know how to do it. And I was looking at all of the people who were using AI generators and things of that nature, and was just thinking to myself, why don't they just pick up a pencil? Why don't they just try to draw? And why don't they just put forth the effort? And I thought about it, and I just came to my mind, why don't you do the same thing? You've always wanted to draw. This was always an interest of yours. You should just do it. And for a little while, it was something that I thought, oh, you need talent, or you need a lot of skill and a lot of time, and I don't have either. And on that day, just, fresh into the year, I thought to myself, okay, but there will be no better time to start than now. You may not have talent, but you do have the tenacity, the drive, the passion, so why can't that supplement? And at that point, all the excuses or all the reasons that I felt that I couldn't do it just kind of faded. So I already knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to draw anime, I wanted to draw manga, I wanted to be like the people who inspired me when I was a kid, right? And as you can probably imagine, as someone who has no art background and only vibes for real, it didn't always come out very well. I had a lot of rough starts. There were moments where I wasn't necessarily sure not only what I was doing, but I just kept adding in new things, kept trying new things. And that's part of what I want to really exemplify in this video is do what's fun. I have a particular brand of neurospicy that if I am bored with something or if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. And that just is what it is. I can't bring my brain to actually care about this thing. I can't bring myself to actually want to do it because it doesn't resonate with me in any sort of way. It doesn't make me want to get up and move. It doesn't keep me up at night. It's not my hyperfixation. It has no bearing upon my life. So when I tie something to fun, my brain is automatically latched onto it. I'm always grabbing new things to try and then doing it for multiple hours of the day or doing it for multiple days at a time and building up a routine. And if you are a sort of neurospicy like me, routine is hard and it's very important to developing skills. So with that being said, when I started learning how to draw, and I was having all these rough starts and everything, the thing that kept me going was I was trying to do what was fun. The more I drew and the more my art started to actually look like people, I was ecstatic. Like, I felt like I could make the characters in my mind if I just looked at the lines long enough, or I just perceived what was on the canvas long enough, whether it was in my sketchbook or if it was or if it was on my tablet. It was something that was beautiful, and I was thinking to myself, like, yes, I'm getting there. So you might be wondering, on top of that, Lord, that's great, but I feel like there's something else that you're not saying, and I'm getting there. So the part that bugged me and what kind of led to me making this off of me yesterday was that I started learning how to do anatomy. Because I joined art fight, and it's my first art fight in my second year of drawing, and I made challenges for myself because, as I said, do things fun, make it challenging. And the challenges for myself included drawing characters that were new characters to me that had no face, making character sheets for each of them, and doing like a bust shot from like head, I believe, to like the upper chest or something, and then doing another that was full body. Now, as I said, Laura wanted to learn how to draw people, but the thing I never really learned for real, even though I like dabbled in it a little bit, was anatomy. And I really thought for anatomy, I had to know all the muscle groups, I had to know this, that, and the other. I was just very certain that I had to learn all these things, and I did not have the time nor the capacity to do that because I wanted to learn how to draw people. Do you see like the dichotomy of thinking? It's just the rigor and like the boringness of doing anatomy was very staggering like when I could just draw 2D people. But I realized I don't just want to draw 2D people, and even then anatomy would boost my ability to draw in general. And it took me until yesterday to realize that I should incorporate that into like my lessons and my practices and everything, right? Now, the hard part about that is when you're learning a new skill, and this happens to me every time, there's like I'm going to learn this high, and then it really steeps down into the, oh shit, I'm bad at this low. And I think what kind of gets me about that is that I have to keep going through it. Or for me, sometimes I think to myself, if I would have did this sooner, if I would have tried this sooner, then my stuff could be 10 times better. But you're doing it now. You're doing it now. So, you can regret, shoulda, coulda, woulda, coulda, hope that things would have been different, or hope that you would have done things different in the past, or whatever. But the simple fact that I can lay colors on the page, I'm like getting a lot better at being able to tell lines and make faces and different like shapes. I can draw different black hairstyles, noses. The fact that I could literally draw and make the characters that I wish I could have seen, like black characters that I wish I could have seen as a child, that's already a lot. Now I'm learning the skills to supplement that and to make it even more fun, because then I'll be able to take it to a new level, So it was one of those things where I told my partner about how I was feeling, and my partner really laid it out for me very well. And it was just like, that I'm doing what interests me first. And then when I need something else into my toolbox, I'll go look for the tool and then put it in my box. And then, we have what we have, right? So I really want to pass that on to the future version of me, because there will be times where you feel as though you are stagnant and you are standing in place, but that is not the case whatsoever. You are constantly moving towards something, and you're getting the tools and the resources that you need to get to that next step based upon what you already have. You're having to unlearn things and learn new things. You're having to try new things and, not even really fail at it, because you don't really fail when you're just working on figuring things out. You make mistakes, and mistakes are a wonderful thing to make in art. Sometimes that piece won't come out looking the way that you think it's going to come out, but if you keep it to the side and more likely, as I do, use it as a reference, you can make something beautiful out of that. And I feel like that is so overlooked, because it's either considered to be that it is great, finished, and good for the algorithm, or it's terrible, disgusting, and should be kept from public eye so you don't get teased. There should be a middle ground. It is fine to make mistakes. I welcome mistakes. I welcome mistakes in the break room. I welcome mistakes in other things. If something's not working right, okay, we'll fix it. We can fix it. And I really believe that instead of taking the mentality of either I'm doing well and I'm doing great and this is what it's going to be and this is going to be the end all be all of this journey, and okay, I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to trip up, I'm going to get dirt on my knees and everything like that, but I'm going to brush myself off, I'm going to fix it, and we're going to keep going down this path. I feel like that's a lot better, that's a much better way to think about things. And asking for help too. I've asked for so much help from other people and just their thoughts or what did they do, and with varied answers, right? But then it's like, no matter how much advice you get from other people, you still have to go down your own journey in yourself. And that's totally fine. We're all walking on our own path, but we do cross paths now and again and are able to share our thoughts, able to share our opinions about certain things, get that, pretty much get that, sort of like get directions from someone. And even if you're getting directions from someone, okay, you might take a different way. You might find a shortcut. You might find a new thing that then makes your brain explode, because now you have the ability to write things or do things in a different way, you know? And I really feel like that's important. And I feel like my past self could definitely benefit from hearing something like that in the future. So I hope that really resonates with you. I really hope that any of that helped you. I am incredibly humbled just by finding something else that I'm not necessarily good at, but also having the ability to get better at it. And that in itself is a blessing, because I couldn't even do these things a year ago. My art from a year ago looked a lot different than it does now. And even then, I still keep all of my old work because I love the progression. I love seeing how much I've grown and changed over time, and I'm going to continue to grow and change. So I welcome you to continue growing and changing. I welcome you to be your messy self. I welcome you to continue trying. There is no, like, you might succeed in the most roundabout way. You might make a mistake, but somehow still land on your feet. Either way, you tried. And that's more than what a lot of people can say for themselves. So, all that being said, I think that was a pretty good video journal. I'm Laura. This is The Break Room. And if you ever need a break from life, if you just want to come over and just hear me yap for 11 minutes, I think this video is about 12, 13, I don't know. You're more than welcome to. Even if you don't really say anything, even if it's just for background noise, or you just go, that person on the internet doesn't know what they're talking about, that's totally fine. I just hope that you continue to try, and I just hope that the rest of your day, week, the rest of your life is something that you are very proud of, in the same way that I'm proud of where I am now. All that being said, I hope you take care of yourself. Until the next time we meet, peace.